What if the reality you experience is merely a reflection of your inner world, a canvas painted by your thoughts and beliefs? What if hidden laws, unknown to most, govern this reality, dictating the very fabric of your existence? You might be unknowingly subject to these forces, but what if you could understand and master them to consciously create the life you truly desire? For centuries, these secrets have been guarded within the ancient teachings of Hermeticism, a philosophy and spiritual practice that holds the keys to unlocking the universe's hidden potential. Texts like the Kybalion reveal these principles, and their influence can be traced through history, from the scientific breakthroughs of Isaac Newton to the artistic visions of Renaissance masters. Yet, in our modern world, these profound truths have been largely forgotten, obscured by the noise of mainstream science and the dogmas of organized religion. But the rediscovery of these ancient principles is now upon us, and their implications are being validated by cutting-edge discoveries in quantum physics and the understanding of the power of the human mind. Most people are completely unaware of these hermetic principles, navigating life unconsciously, like ships without rudders, tossed about by the storms of external circumstances. This unconscious existence leads to feelings of powerlessness, being trapped in repetitive cycles, and a nagging sense that you're not living up to your full potential. Stress, anxiety, and a lack of fulfillment become the norm. But what if you could break free from these limitations? What if, by understanding and applying the Hermetic principles, you could take the reins of your life and create a reality aligned with your deepest desires? The transformative potential of Hermeticism is vast, promising the unlocking of your inner power, the achievement of self-mastery, and the experience of a life filled with purpose, abundance, and profound inner peace. In this video, we will embark on a journey to explore the 7 Hermetic principles, unveiling the secrets they hold and demonstrating how you can apply them to your everyday life. We will delve into the depths of mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender, providing you with a practical understanding of each principle and actionable techniques to integrate them into your daily routine. By the end of this exploration, you will possess the knowledge and tools necessary to consciously shape your experiences, transform your reality, and become the master of your own destiny. Let's begin with the principle of mentalism, which states that the all is mind. The universe is mental. What if the universe isn't a collection of physical objects bumping into each other, but rather a vast, intricate thought? What if everything you see, feel, and experience is a manifestation of this cosmic mind, and your own thoughts are threads woven into its grand design? It might seem impossible, but understanding this could radically shift your perspective and give you the power to consciously shape your reality. The ancient Hermetic texts, particularly the Kybalion, introduce us to the principle of mentalism, stating, "The all is mind. The universe is mental." This isn't just a philosophical concept. It's the foundational principle upon which all of reality is built. Understanding this single principle can change everything, unlocking the secrets of conscious creation and empowering you to become the architect of your own destiny. But here's the radical part. If the universe is mental, whose mind is it, and how do you access its creative power? Let's dive deeper. When the Kybalion speaks of the all, it's not referring to a personal God or a separate entity. Instead, the all represents the ultimate, unified field of consciousness, the source from which all existence emanates. Think of it as the cosmic ocean of awareness, the fundamental substance of reality itself. Now, when we speak of mind in this context, we're not just talking about individual thoughts flitting through your head. We're referring to the underlying mental fabric that permeates everything, a universal field of consciousness that connects all things. The universe, therefore, is a vast thought form, a mental projection emanating from the all. The Kybalion serves as a guide, providing a framework for comprehending this profound principle and its implications. Interestingly, echoes of this concept appear throughout history in various philosophical and spiritual traditions. Some ancient mystery schools taught that the cosmos was a living thought, ever-evolving and ever-changing. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Quantum physics is beginning to reveal hints of this very idea. The observer effect, for example, demonstrates how the act of observation influences the behavior of subatomic particles, suggesting a deep connection between consciousness and reality. So, how does the principle of mentalism apply to your life? The truth is, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions aren't just fleeting mental events. They're active forces shaping your personal reality. Think of your mind as a projector, constantly casting images onto the screen of your experience. Positive and empowering thoughts create corresponding experiences of joy, abundance, and fulfillment in your relationships, career, and health, while negative and limiting thoughts manifest as challenges, obstacles, and suffering. Here's an example. If you consistently believe you're unworthy of love, you'll likely attract relationships that reflect that belief. On the other hand, if you cultivate a deep sense of self-worth, you'll naturally draw loving and supportive partners into your life. The key is to become aware of your thoughts, challenge those limiting beliefs, and consciously cultivate positive mental imagery. This is where the concept of mental alchemy comes in. It's the art of transmuting negative thoughts and emotions into positive ones, transforming lead into gold within the crucible of your mind. You can do this by practicing daily affirmations, visualizing your desired reality, and consciously choosing thoughts that align with your goals and values. Now, you might be skeptical. You might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. But here's the thing, even if you don't fully believe it, experimenting with the principle of mentalism can lead to tangible improvements in your life. What have you got to lose? So, we've seen how the universe is mental and how your thoughts are powerful tools for shaping your reality. But how does your individual mind connect to the all, the universal mind? How do you tap into that infinite source of creative potential? This brings us to the next Hermetic principle, correspondence, which states, as above, so below. As below, so above. Get ready, because understanding this principle unlocks the ability to consciously influence the larger universe by working on your inner world. In the next section, we'll explore how understanding the interconnectedness of all things can amplify the power of mentalism and provide a practical framework for reality creation. What if the universe is a giant mirror, reflecting your inner world back to you with uncanny accuracy? What if your outer reality, with all its triumphs and tribulations, is nothing more than a direct and personalized reflection of your inner state, your deepest beliefs, and your most persistent emotions? It might seem like a fanciful idea, but understanding this could be the key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of. The ancient Hermetic texts, particularly the Kybalion, reveal a profound truth through the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. This principle, at its core, highlights the interconnectedness of all things, suggesting a mirroring effect between different levels of existence, from the grandest cosmic scales to the most intimate aspects of your personal life. Think of it as a universal law of resonance, where your inner world acts as a tuning fork, vibrating in harmony with the external reality it attracts. But here's the powerful part. Understanding this principle provides a roadmap for profound self-improvement and conscious reality creation, empowering you to align your inner and outer worlds in a way that creates a more harmonious and fulfilling existence. What could you create if you align yourself with who you want to become? Let's delve deeper into this concept. When the Kybalion speaks of as above, so below, it's essentially drawing a parallel between the macrocosm and the microcosm. The macrocosm refers to the vast, interconnected web of existence, the universe in its totality, encompassing all of space, time, energy, and matter. It's the grand cosmic dance, the infinite expanse of possibilities. Now, the microcosm, on the other hand, is you, the individual. You are a miniature version of the macrocosm, containing all the same elements and principles within yourself. Your body, your mind, your spirit, these are all reflections of the larger universe, mirroring its complexity and its potential. The key to understanding the principle of correspondence lies in recognizing that these two realms, the macrocosm and the microcosm, are not separate but intimately intertwined. Understanding this relationship allows for targeted influence. By working on the microcosm on yourself, you can directly affect the macrocosm, the world around you, and vice versa. But how can we be so sure? Consider the concept of the holographic universe, a fascinating idea emerging from modern physics. It suggests that the universe itself might be a giant hologram where each part contains the information of the whole. If this is true, then you, as an individual, are not just a small piece of the universe. You are a complete reflection of it, containing all the information and potential of the cosmos within you. You are a walking, talking, breathing hologram of the universe. Moreover, this principle isn't just a modern scientific theory. It's reflected in various spiritual traditions throughout history. Take astrology, for example, which posits that the positions of the planets at the time of your birth can influence your personality and your life's path. Or consider traditional Chinese medicine, which views the body as a microcosm of the natural world, with imbalances in one area reflecting imbalances in others. Think of different areas of your life as interconnected. How does one area of your life affect the others? The Hermetic tradition takes this concept even further, introducing the idea of planes of existence, different levels of correspondence that reflect each other. These planes include the physical, the mental, and the spiritual, each influencing and being influenced by the others. Your physical health, for instance, can be directly affected by your mental state, and your spiritual beliefs can shape your physical reality. So, how does the principle of correspondence apply to your life, right here, right now? The truth is, your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs are constantly shaping your personal reality, creating a feedback loop between your inner world and your outer experiences. This means that your relationships, your career, your health, and your overall sense of well-being are all reflections of what's going on inside of you. If you're consistently experiencing challenges in a particular area of your life, it's a sign that there's an underlying inner pattern that needs to be addressed. But what does that look like in practice? Let's say, for example, that you're struggling with financial abundance. Despite your best efforts, you can't seem to get ahead, constantly facing setbacks and obstacles. According to the principle of correspondence, this could be a reflection of negative inner patterns related to money, such as limiting beliefs about your worthiness, fear of success, or resentment towards those who have more than you. If you are negative, how does that negativity reflect in your life? Or perhaps you're experiencing recurring difficulties in your romantic relationships, attracting partners who are emotionally unavailable or abusive. This could be a reflection of deep-seated insecurities, unresolved traumas, or a lack of self-love. The key is to identify those areas of your life where you're experiencing challenges, and then look within to identify the corresponding inner patterns that are creating those challenges. How can you understand these challenges and look within for the underlying reasoning? Once you've identified those limiting inner patterns, you can begin to transform them using a variety of techniques. Meditation can help you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to observe them without judgment and begin to shift them in a more positive direction. Journaling can provide a space for you to explore your beliefs and values, challenge limiting assumptions, and cultivate a more empowering narrative. Affirmations can help you reprogram your subconscious mind with positive and uplifting messages, reinforcing your self-worth and your ability to create the life you desire. And shadow work can help you integrate those parts of yourself that you've been hiding or rejecting, allowing you to become more whole and authentic. You can transform negativity through work and mindfulness. As you cultivate positive inner states, such as gratitude, compassion, and joy, you'll begin to observe how your outer reality starts to reflect those positive states. You'll attract more supportive and loving relationships experience greater financial abundance, and enjoy better health and overall well-being. Remember, even small changes in your inner world can create noticeable shifts in your outer reality as you begin to align with your desired experiences. Practicing positivity can affect change. So, we've seen how your outer reality is a reflection of your inner world, and how by changing your inner world, you can change your outer reality. But what is the mechanism by which your inner world influences your outer reality? What is the underlying energy that connects the microcosm and the macrocosm? In other words, how do our vibrations relate to the connection? This brings us to the next Hermetic principle, vibration, which states, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. Get ready, because understanding this principle unlocks the ability to consciously influence your vibrational state and attract experiences that are aligned with your desired reality. The next section will explore how everything in the universe is in a constant state of vibration, and how you can consciously raise your vibration to create a more fulfilling life. How will you raise your vibration to be happier? What if everything, including your thoughts, emotions, and physical body, is just energy vibrating at different frequencies? What if you could consciously tune your vibration to attract the life you desire, a life overflowing with abundance and joy? Understanding this could be the key to unlocking a world of limitless possibilities, a world where you are the conscious creator of your own reality. The ancient Hermetic texts, especially the Kybalion, reveal a fundamental truth through the principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. This principle isn't just some abstract philosophical concept. It's a foundational law of the universe, highlighting the constant motion and energy that underlies all existence. In essence, everything is in a perpetual state of flux, a continuous dance of energy. And understanding this principle unlocks the ability to consciously influence your vibrational state, allowing you to attract experiences that are aligned with your desired reality. Imagine a life where you are effortlessly attracting positive experiences, a life filled with joy, abundance, and profound connection. How would your life change if you could control your vibration? To truly grasp the principle of vibration, we need to understand what it means when we say, everything vibrates. All matter and energy, from the densest physical objects to the most subtle thoughts and emotions, exist on a spectrum of vibration. Think of it like a musical scale, with each note representing a different frequency. Lower frequencies correspond to denser, more physical forms, while higher frequencies correspond to more subtle, energetic forms. Even something that appears to be completely still is actually vibrating at a very low frequency. So what determines these different frequencies? The answer lies in the concept of frequency itself. Frequency is simply the rate at which something vibrates, measured in cycles per second, hertz. Different frequencies correspond to different states of being. For example, low-frequency sound waves create deep, rumbling tones, while high-frequency sound waves create sharp, piercing tones. Similarly, low-frequency emotions like fear and anger create a sense of heaviness and stagnation, while high-frequency emotions like love and joy create a sense of lightness and expansion. But it doesn't stop there. Now, let's introduce the concept of resonance. Resonance is the tendency of objects and beings to vibrate in sympathy with each other, amplifying certain frequencies and dampening others. Think of it like tuning forks. If you strike one tuning fork, another tuning fork of the same frequency will start to vibrate as well. This is why certain songs can evoke such powerful emotions in us. They are resonating with our own internal vibrational state. The law of attraction, which states that like attracts like, is essentially a manifestation of the principle of resonance. You attract what you are, not what you want. Therefore, it is essential to embody the frequencies of what you want to attract. And here's where it gets even more interesting, the principle of entrainment. Entrainment is the process by which one vibrating system aligns with another, more powerful one, influencing its frequency and rhythm. Think of it like a marching band. Individual musicians may be slightly out of sync at first, but as they listen to the drumbeat, they gradually align their rhythm to match the band as a whole. This process is powerful. You can consciously change your vibrational state by entraining with higher frequencies. But can science back this up? Interestingly, modern quantum physics is beginning to confirm these ancient Hermetic principles. Quantum physics reveals that matter is not solid, but is made up of tiny particles that are constantly vibrating. These particles can exist as both waves and particles, demonstrating the wave-particle duality of matter. Furthermore, quantum physics recognizes the existence of energy fields that permeate all of space, influencing the behavior of these particles. These findings suggest that the universe is not a collection of separate objects, but a vast, interconnected web of energy, constantly vibrating and interacting with itself. How can we use this to our advantage? The effect of sound frequencies on the human body has been studied for years, revealing the healing power of sound and vibration. Certain frequencies can stimulate the body's natural healing mechanisms, reduce pain, and promote relaxation. For example, studies have shown that listening to certain types of music can lower blood pressure, reduce anxiety, and improve sleep quality. Sound is powerful. It can heal the body and mind, influencing our thoughts and emotions, which in turn affect our vibrational state. So, how does the principle of vibration apply to your life? The answer is simple. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create a vibrational field that attracts experiences of a similar frequency, like attracts like. If you're consistently focused on negative thoughts and emotions, such as fear, anxiety, and resentment, you're essentially lowering your vibration, attracting negative experiences into your life. On the other hand, if you're focused on positive thoughts and emotions, such as gratitude, love, and joy, you're raising your vibration, attracting positive experiences. This also applies to our beliefs, so what can we do about this? Therefore, become aware of your thoughts and emotions and consciously choose to focus on positive, uplifting frequencies. It's like choosing which radio station to tune into. If you don't like the music that's playing, you can simply change the station. Similarly, if you don't like the thoughts and emotions that are dominating your mind, you can consciously choose to shift your focus to something more positive. Here are a few actionable techniques. Practice mindfulness and gratitude daily. But what else can we do? Here are some specific techniques for raising your vibration. Meditation, mindfulness, gratitude practices, spending time in nature, listening to uplifting music, and surrounding yourself with positive people. These practices help to quiet the mind, cultivate positive emotions, and connect you with the natural world, all of which can raise your vibrational frequency. Also, visualize your desired reality and feel the emotions associated with it, thereby creating a powerful vibrational match. How can you embody this reality, even before it manifests? It's also important to take care of your physical body, as physical health is directly linked to your vibrational state. Eat nutritious foods, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, and avoid toxins. When your body is healthy and strong, your energy flows more freely, allowing you to maintain a higher vibrational frequency. Even if you don't fully understand the science behind it, experimenting with these techniques can lead to noticeable improvements in your mood, health, and overall well-being. What do you have to lose? So, we've seen how everything is vibration, and how you have the power to consciously raise your vibration to attract positive experiences. By focusing on positive thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, and by practicing techniques such as meditation, gratitude, and self-care, you can transform your life and create a more fulfilling reality. But what about the negative vibrations that are always present in the world? How do you navigate opposing vibrations and maintain your desired frequency? This brings us to the principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Understanding this principle unlocks the ability to transmute negative vibrations into positive ones, creating balance and harmony in your life. The next section will explore how to use the principle of polarity to consciously shift your perspective, transform negative emotions, and create a more resilient and fulfilling life. How will you use this to change your life for the better? What if seemingly opposite forces are just two sides of the same coin? What if you could transform negative emotions like fear and anger into their positive counterparts, like courage and passion? Understanding this could unlock the ability to consciously transmute negative vibrations into positive ones, creating balance and harmony in your life. The transformative potential is immense, promising greater emotional resilience, improved relationships, and a more balanced perspective on life. But how can we shift between these seemingly fixed poles? The ancient Hermetic texts, specifically the Kybalion, introduce us to the principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. What does this truly mean for you? It means that everything exists on a spectrum. Love and hate, light and darkness, hot and cold, these aren't separate entities, but rather points on a sliding scale. Think of it like a dimmer switch on a light. It's not just on or off, it's a range of brightness. So, what is transmutation in the context of polarity? It's simply the process of shifting your mental state along this spectrum to experience a different pole. The difference between love and hate, for instance, isn't a fundamental difference in nature, but merely a matter of degree. They are the furthest points from each other on the spectrum, but still connected. Just as turning up the heat transforms cold into warmth, you can choose to see the positive side of a challenging situation, shifting your perspective and therefore your reality. Consider the electromagnetic spectrum. Different frequencies of electromagnetic radiation are perceived as different colors of light, from deep red to vibrant violet. Yet, they are all fundamentally the same thing: electromagnetic radiation. The only difference is the frequency at which they vibrate. Similarly, emotions like joy and sadness, anger and peace are different frequencies of emotional energy. What if you could consciously adjust those frequencies? This principle is reflected in everyday life. When you feel cold, you turn up the heat. When you feel lost, you seek guidance. When you feel hungry, you eat. These are all examples of using one end of the spectrum to balance the other. But what about your internal world? This is where the concept of mental alchemy comes in. Mental alchemy is the art of consciously transmuting negative mental states into positive ones, just as alchemists sought to transform base metals into gold. It's about turning negativity into positivity through mental discipline and conscious effort. However, the key is to recognize the inherent duality in all things, avoiding the trap of clinging to one pole and rejecting the other. To seek only positive emotions and suppress the negative is not balance, it's suppression. A healthy approach is to acknowledge and understand both sides, finding equilibrium. Imagine trying to live only in daylight, never experiencing the night. It's not sustainable. Both day and night are essential for a balanced existence. But how can you make this practical? The principle of polarity means that your emotions and experiences are not fixed. You can consciously shift them along the spectrum by changing your perspective and mental state. When you feel angry, focus on understanding and compassion. When you feel fearful, focus on courage and trust. When you feel sad, focus on gratitude and hope. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing negative emotions, but rather transmuting them by finding their opposite pole. Practice reframing negative situations by looking for the positive aspects or lessons within them. Consciously choose to focus on positive thoughts and emotions, even when it's difficult. Cultivate a sense of detachment from negative experiences, recognizing that they are temporary and part of a larger cycle. It's like learning to surf. You can't stop the waves from coming, but you can learn to ride them. But how exactly do you do that? Techniques such as meditation, affirmations, visualization, and emotional release exercises can be powerful tools for shifting your mental state. Meditation can help you quiet the mind and create space for positive thoughts and emotions. Affirmations can help you reprogram your subconscious mind with empowering beliefs. Visualization can help you create a clear picture of your desired reality. And emotional release exercises can help you process and release pent-up emotions. Consciously practice transmuting them into their positive counterparts by identifying your most challenging emotions. Remember to practice self-compassion and acceptance. Everyone experiences a range of emotions, and there's no need to judge or suppress negative feelings. Acknowledge them, understand them, and then consciously choose to shift your focus to something more positive. It's like tending a garden. You don't get rid of the weeds by pretending they're not there. You carefully remove them and cultivate the plants you want to grow. Even if you don't fully believe in the power of transmutation, experimenting with these techniques can lead to noticeable improvements in your emotional well-being and overall resilience. What do you have to lose by trying? So we've explored how everything is dual, and you have the power to consciously transmute negative vibrations into positive ones, creating balance and harmony in your life. But if everything is in constant motion and vibration, how do you maintain this balance? How do you navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life? This brings us to the principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Understanding this principle unlocks the ability to ride the waves of life with greater ease and grace, accepting the cyclical nature of existence and finding harmony within the ebb and flow. In the next section, we'll explore how to use the principle of rhythm to anticipate and prepare for the inevitable challenges and opportunities that life presents, creating a more sustainable and fulfilling existence. How can we use this to not just change, but to endure? As we've journeyed through these ancient Hermetic principles, from the foundational concept of mentalism to the dynamic interplay of rhythm, you've undoubtedly recognized the depth and complexity of this wisdom. Take a moment to acknowledge your dedication to exploring these profound concepts, for it is this very dedication that unlocks their transformative power. We started by asking if you could consciously control your reality. Can you? Let's now synthesize these principles and understand how they empower you to do just that. At its core, mentalism reveals that all is mind, that the universe itself is mental, and therefore your thoughts are not merely passive observations, but active forces shaping your experience. Correspondence shows us the profound mirroring between the microcosm and the macrocosm, that your inner world is a reflection of your outer reality, and vice versa. The ability to affect change within transforms everything without. Vibration underlies all of existence, revealing that everything is in constant motion, and that by consciously shifting your own vibratory state, you can align yourself with the frequencies of abundance, love, and well-being. Polarity teaches us that everything exists on a spectrum, offering the power to transmute negative emotions into positive ones, turning fear into courage and anger into passion. And rhythm governs the cyclical nature of life, empowering you to navigate the inevitable ups and downs with greater ease and grace, understanding that every low is followed by a high and every challenge an opportunity for growth. But here's the key. These aren't isolated concepts. They are interconnected facets of a single, unified system, each building upon the other. Mentalism sets the stage by establishing the primacy of mind. Correspondence shows how your inner world reflects your outer reality. Vibration reveals the underlying energy that connects all things. Polarity offers the tools for transmutation, and rhythm teaches how to maintain balance. It is with this unified system that you will see, feel, and interact with the world around you. The key, then, is understanding how to apply each principle to the corresponding part of your life. How do you do that? Consider your relationships. Applying mentalism, you recognize that your thoughts and beliefs about others shape your interactions with them. Correspondence suggests that the quality of your relationships reflects your inner state of self-love and acceptance. Vibration teaches you to cultivate positive energy in your interactions, attracting like-minded individuals. Polarity empowers you to transmute conflict into understanding and compassion. And rhythm helps you navigate the ebbs and flows of connection and disconnection, maintaining a healthy balance. What about your finances? Mentalism reveals that your beliefs about wealth and abundance influence your financial reality. Correspondence shows that your financial success reflects your inner sense of worth and deserving. Vibration teaches you to align yourself with the frequency of prosperity, attracting opportunities and resources. Polarity empowers you to transmute scarcity into abundance. And rhythm helps you navigate the cycles of income and expenses, maintaining financial stability. So what? Understanding these principles empowers you to become an active creator of your own life, rather than a passive victim of circumstance. It moves you from a state of reactivity to one of conscious creation, where you are no longer at the mercy of external forces, but are actively shaping your reality from the inside out. Instead of feeling helpless in the face of challenges, you can use these principles to transform them into opportunities for growth and empowerment. You become a conscious participant in the unfolding of your own destiny, wielding the power of your mind to create a life that is aligned with your highest aspirations. But this knowledge isn't just about personal gain. It's about aligning yourself with universal laws that govern the cosmos, understanding that your individual life is part of a much larger interconnected web of existence. Just as the planets follow predictable orbits governed by the laws of physics, your life is also subject to universal laws that respond to your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Hermeticism, therefore, is not just a philosophy. It's a path to self-mastery, a way of aligning yourself with the fundamental forces that shape reality. It echoes the wisdom of countless spiritual traditions that emphasize the power of consciousness, the interconnectedness of all things, and the potential for human transformation. Isn't it amazing that these principles have been around for centuries? The ethical implications of consciously creating one's reality cannot be overstated. With great power comes great responsibility, and it's crucial to align your intentions with the highest good, acting in ways that benefit not only yourself, but also those around you. Imagine the potential for misuse if these principles were wielded without compassion or integrity. It's essential to approach this knowledge with humility, recognizing that you are but one small part of a much larger whole. This requires a deep sense of self-awareness, a commitment to personal growth, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes. So remember to act with compassion and integrity. Applying these principles is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, practice, and patience. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, and setbacks, but it's important to remember that every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Be kind to yourself as you learn and grow, celebrating your successes and learning from your failures. Remember, the path to self-mastery is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Have patience and celebrate your wins. I once knew a woman who had struggled with anxiety and self-doubt for most of her life. She felt trapped by her negative thoughts and beliefs, unable to break free from the cycle of fear and worry. But when she discovered the Hermetic principles, something shifted within her. She began to practice mentalism, consciously choosing to focus on positive thoughts and affirmations. She used correspondence to examine her inner world and identify the beliefs that were holding her back. She applied vibration to raise her energy and attract positive experiences. She used polarity to transmute her fears into courage, and she embraced rhythm to navigate the ups and downs of her life with greater resilience. Over time, she completely transformed her life, overcoming her anxiety, building strong relationships, and achieving her goals. This could be you. You already possess the power to transform your life. It's not something you need to acquire or develop. It's already within you, waiting to be awakened. Trust your intuition and inner guidance as you navigate your own path, for you are the only one who truly knows what's best for you. Listen to that still, small voice within and let it guide you towards your highest potential. Have faith in yourself and trust that you have everything you need to create the life you desire. Trust your intuition. The future is not fixed. You have the power to create the life you desire. The possibilities are endless, and the only limits are those you place upon yourself. What will you create now that you understand these principles? What possibilities will you explore? Consider further reading on Hermeticism, joining online communities, practicing meditation and visualization, and experimenting with affirmations. Share your experiences and insights with others, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Imagine a future where more people understand and apply Hermetic principles, leading to a more conscious, compassionate, and harmonious world. And now for some next steps. Consider how you can apply the principle of rhythm to navigate the ups and downs of your current situation. If you're ready to dive deeper, then join our online community. We have a variety of resources to help you master these concepts. Take some time this week to reflect on the principles and identify one area of your life where you can apply them. You are the master of your destiny. Now that you know the secrets of the universe, what will you create? Remember, reality is not fixed. It's a canvas waiting for you to paint your masterpiece. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. Create your reality.